All right, welcome to the first New Year's edition of Headlines and Headaches. I'm your host, Larry H. Gardner. The H stands for Happy New Year 2023. Listen, I'm an Ohio State fan, and if you was watching the New Year's Day, the bowl games with Ohio State versus Georgia, we came 1 point short of going to the national championship game that is going to be broadcast on January 9th, this Monday, 2023. Just give shout out to CJ Shroud, and hopefully Marvin Harrison Jr. is feeling better at this particular point. So, yeah, shout out to him. EP, the show host, is here, of course, on the ones and twos from Cleveland. And going to get into some topics right now that are very, very important. And I'm going to talk about some things that I may have missed. But first of all, before I get into the main topic, I just want to say to everybody, rest in peace to Barbara Walters, Pope Benedict, Pele, of course, the drummer from Earth, Wind, and Fire, and of course, Anita Pointer from the Pointer Sisters. Between 2023, we lost some talented people, and so we just want to make sure that we get back into there. And I know that I've been off the air for a week, just getting back to what I'm doing. And before also, you know, I mean, at least Ohio State is not losing like Republican Kevin McCarthy as far as trying to get the Speaker of the House. So for that particular mental note, 216-772-0500 is the number you call in. Also, I'm not tweeting anything crazy, unlike some commentators that are on national TV shows. But first of all, before we get into the situation, received a report by the NFL that the the Buffalo Bills game and Cincinnati Bengals game that was stopped on Monday night will not be replayed. So I don't know how the NFL is going to work that out, usually because the playoffs are right around the corner in week 18. Of course, the last game of the season for the Cleveland Browns, who were eliminated from the playoffs a couple of weeks ago, they played the Pittsburgh Steelers in Pittsburgh, fighting for a playoff spot. And we all know how it is. Listen, if we gonna sit on the couch, we're gonna make they behind sit on the couch for real. Go Browns, roof, 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 dog pound in the building. All you Steelers fans, sorry for you. Y'all got a lot of hope and prayer to get into that postseason dance like everybody else is going to this. But also on another sports note, shout out to Cavaliers guard Donovan Mitchell, who was leading the way in the Eastern All-Star Conference voting. All-Star game will be it was here last year in 2022. It will be in Utah in 2023. Talking about from going to the refrigerator to the freezer in February, for real. But Donovan Mitchell, former Utah Jazz superstar who was traded to the Cleveland Cavaliers, who put up 71 points against the Chicago Bulls a couple of nights ago. Shout out to him. He is leading the way as far as being a number one and top vote getter, along with Kyrie Irving for the Eastern Conference All-Stars. Kyrie Irving, Joel Embiid, Kevin Durant, and of course Giannis Antetokounmpo, the Greek Freak. So, of course, the Western All-Stars, led by LeBron James, AD, Steph Curry, and Chris Paul. So, and we also won against Chris Paul the night before. So, shout out to that. So, shout out to Evan Mobley for hitting the potential game-winning shot. Let's get back to the reason why the Buffalo Bills and Cincinnati Bengals game was stopped on Monday Night Football. Damar Hamlin, the safety for the Buffalo Bills, suffered cardiac arrest. Como Monotis on the field as he took a hit or was trying to make a tackle on Cincinnati Bengals wide receiver T. Higgins. And after Damar Hamlin made the tackle, he stood up 5 seconds later. And then 5 seconds later, he collapsed to the ground, having cardiac arrest. And he has been in the hospital ever since then. He had cardiac arrest twice on the field and on the way to the hospital. He was intubated, has a ventilator. He was breathing 50% the last time we checked. So DeMar actually wrote something first time today. He said he wrote, first thing he wrote, true football player, he wrote to the doctors, did we win the game? And the doctor said, yeah, you won the game. You won the game of life. He didn't know about the game being suspended because of his injury, because it was so dire straining. That's why everybody, why these football players get paid so much. Average life expectancy of a National Football League player is 4 to 5 years. And average, like the skill position players, and most of the skill position players, like the safeties, the wide receivers, the running backs, are filled with African Americans. Defensive backs, defensive ends, things of that nature are filled with African American players. So when you ask why these players ask for so much money, you got to think about the medical things of that nature, and of course the billions and billions of people, being the billionaires, the owners making money off of these people. Speaking of, and some of these, and I heard some owners, Jerry Jones of the Dallas Cowboys, sometimes I got to give Jerry props, and I didn't want to. He just said that it was the danger of the game. Mike Tomlin of the Pittsburgh Steelers, head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers, said the same thing. Of course, a couple of Cleveland Browns spoke up. Starting quarterback Deshaun Watson, starting tight end David Njoku. The Chiefs spoke up about Deshaun Watson, about Mr. Hamlin and DeMar Hamlin and Hamlin. Excuse me. And former wide receiver Terrell Owens spoke about DeMar Hamlin, and also Hamlin's GoFundMe account that he was raising money for the kids for. He was trying to raise $2,500 for the kids in Philly. That GoFundMe account for Mr. Hamlin went up from $2,500 over the week time to $7 million. So everybody, because of his injury, shout out to, what he was doing for the children, and as being a young man. Now, remember, the dude is 24 years old in his second year in Buffalo out of the University of Pittsburgh, playing for them. And he was a 6th-round draft pick. So he's young. And I don't know if he'll never play again. I don't think so. If I was a betting man, I bet that he never play again. And for those who are football parents, I'm a football father. My son plays, and watching my cousins play football and playing some myself, it's dangerous. It's very, very dangerous. So speaking of dangerous, and people who are insensitive and dangerous, need to stop tweeting. Skip Bayless of the show Undisputed with him and Hall of Fame tight end Shannon Sharpe. I'm just going to mention Hall of Fame tight end Shannon Sharpe. And I had a whole diatribe for Skip. But the thing about it is like Skip talked about the game, and it's like it seems so irrelevant right now, even though the last part he was trying to clean it up. He's been trying to clean it up, but he didn't remove that particular tweet that everybody found insensitive, to the point where Terrell Owens, NBA players, Dwight Howard, Steven Jackson, they say they're going to beat Skip up. And of course, the day after he made that dumb tweet, his co-host and partner, Shannon Sharpe, was not on Undisputed with him. Skip did the show pretty much with Jenny by himself. Shannon did show up the next day on Wednesday, however, and when Shannon said, it was talking about his absence, and he was about to do his monologue, and he mentioned Skip's tweet, and Skip interrupted, and it was like, well, I thought you let Shannon talk. This is a Hall of Fame tight end that put his life on the line to entertain us as far as football and everything else like that. So you shouldn't have did that, Skip Bayless. Let the Hall of Famer, let Uncle Shay Shay talk for real. Let him talk, because he was the one training, and he was a 6th-round draft pick. And of course, Shannon seen injuries. I mean, if we want to go that far, and I don't want to bring family up in this, but Shannon Sharpe has seen injuries. I mean, his brother Sterling Sharpe, one of the greatest wide receivers for the Green Bay Packers, and then in the National Football League. Even Shannon admitted in his Hall of Fame speech, he said, I am grateful that I am voted by the people in the Hall of Fame, but I'm not the best player in my family. He's talking about his brother Sterling. Now, if you've seen Sterling Sharpe play, YouTube Sterling Sharpe, Sterling was a beast for real. He was a beast for real. He was big as Shannon, but he was listed as a wide receiver. Now, Shannon may have the rings, but if Sterling was still on the Green Bay Packers when he won the Super Bowl, he would have probably been, he would have a ring too. You know, he was cut was 1 year short. You have to play at least like 7 or 8 seasons before they elect you into the Hall of Fame. And shout out to Joe Thomas of the Cleveland Browns, the offensive lineman. He is on the ballot of the being the Hall of Fame. So just like anybody, if you root for Glenville, shout out to the Tar Brothers for winning the state championship again, for last year and things of that nature. But if you watch football and you know somebody that played football, they take a risk with them helmets and everything and like putting their lives on the line, things of that nature. So Skip's tweet was, a lot of people are trying to defend it because he tried to clean it up at the last minute because he said the game was irrelevant, which it was because they should have canceled it. They canceled it. Yeah, and rescheduling it is going to be hard for them to do. So they're just going to go by winning percentage. But the way that you word things, Skip, and you are a veteran in this game. I'm 8 years in. You've been on ESPN and stuff like that for 40, between ESPN and FS1. You got the big contract, like $7 to $10 million. You know better, Skip Bayless. You know better. Everybody is sad, hurt, upset about, Damar Hamlin being on the ground. He's hurt. He's like dead. He had cardiac arrest. So that means that his heart stopped. He stopped breathing for some seconds to minutes. And those are life-threatening minutes. And if it was anywhere else, and I'm grateful that the University of Cincinnati medical facility was there. Shout out to them and shout out to the medical facility over there. And the thing about it is that if precious time clicks off, if they were any slower, we'd be talking about Damar Hamlin rest in peace instead of sending prayers for his recovery. So Skip, you made a bad tweet. Either you're gonna take it down, getting clickback and bait and stuff like that. A lot of athletes didn't have any respect for you in the first place. Terrell Owens, you dogged him. Chris Bosh, you called him Bosh Spice. Jalen Rose called you water pistol Pete Maravich with a 1.4 average you had in high school as a senior on the JV squad. Bruh. And then you want to cut Shannon. Like, listen, Shannon's already mad at you for saying that Tom Brady's better than him. And he's in the Hall of Fame. So, if Shannon chooses violence on Undisputed one day, we're not surprised. It's been boiling over. Or he just might not sign his contract. If you watch Uncle Shay Shay, his podcast, then on IG and YouTube, then he's a pretty dope fire. A lot of people who wouldn't be on Undisputed with Uncle Shay Shay because of Shannon Sharp's podcast, because Shannon Sharp has a whole bunch. He has a lot of respect. He gets a lot of respect from former and current players and entertainers and things like that. So Skip, watch your mouth, pretty much. And the thing about it is, like, that tweet, it was insensitive as hell, but there's more insensitive things that are happening right now. But just pray for Damar Hamlin and his family, his father, his mother, especially his mama, parents. Imagine you being there watching your baby boy play, and then all of a sudden you riding in an ambulance with him. That's not how you envision your night. That is not how you envision your night for real. So be sensitive and be kind when it comes to these situations like this. Like I said, yeah, NFL players get a lot of money, but some of them who fight their way, they don't get the millions and millions of dollars. You got the top tier players that get the millions and millions of dollars. But you also got the middle of the road players. You got to earn that spot. You got to physically be able to go there and do it, which some of us won't be able to do. So just pray for him. When we come back, we're going to talk about what happened last year with Megan Thee Stallion and Tony Lorenz. So 216-772-0500. Shout out to Benita Boone and Billy Thomas for being on my Facebook Live and everybody on Watch Me on TikTok. Be right back. Peace.
We are Voices Radio, broadcasting 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on on voiceofradio.com.
There are lots of choices for Medicaid plans in Ohio right now. It's confusing, but luckily this is an easy choice. CareSource. If you're a CareSource member, you already know about our great benefits, huge provider network, and life-changing life services. And if you're not a CareSource member, this is your time to make the change. Over 1 million Ohio Medicaid members can't be wrong. It's your Medicaid, it's your choice. So choose the plan Ohioans trust. CareSource. Enroll now at caresource.com.
This is Greg Champion of GDC Solutions LLC. You're tuned in to voiceitradio.com.
DJ Danny, aka Mr. Gonza, Yellow Taliban Dan. I'm here with voiceradio.com.
Hey, what's poppin'? This is Don De Niro, Mr. Money for the Gringos, and you already know I'm tuned in to voiceitradio.com.
G Fresh checking in all the way down from Midwest Naptown. What it do, Cleveland? What's happening, man?
This your boy Money Making Campaigns, and when I'm out here with Adventures Music, we rocking with Voice of Radio.
Yo, what's good? JG Cicero in the building. And whether I'm in Cali or whether I'm in Cleveland, I'm always rocking out with voiceradio.com. One love.
Can I kick it? Can I kick it? Can I kick it?
Turk Memorial Chapel, funeral home, and cremation services. Located at 452 East 152nd at Waterloo in Cleveland, Ohio, is a newly renovated and upscale funeral home. We are a family-owned business serving all cultures, religions, and ethnicities in the greater Cleveland and surrounding suburbs of Northeast Ohio with excellence, elegance, and experience. Our caring team is ready to help you, and our goal is to make the process of aftercare as easy as possible for you and your family. We are a full-service funeral home offering burials, cremations, memorial services, pre-planning, funeral customization, and shipping services at a fair and reasonable cost. We believe in serving families and our community with compassion, care, and class. Let us know how we can help you today. Call Turk Memorial Chapel for an appointment at 216-383-8000. That's 216-383-8000. Or visit our website at www.turkmemorialchapel.com.
This is Queen Minister Gwendolyn Pitts inviting you to listen to Daughters of the Nile every Tuesday from 6 to 8 p.m. right here on voiceitradio.com.
Hello, this is Larry H. Gardner, host of Headlines and Headaches on voiceitradio.com. Fentanyl is the leading cause of drug overdose deaths in Cuyahoga County. It is now found in powdered cocaine, crack cocaine, meth, and heroin. Any drug may contain fentanyl. If you use drugs, never use alone and carry Narcan in case of overdose. Call the Adams Board 24-hour addiction line and mental health crisis hotline at area code 216-623-6888. That's 216-623-6888 if you are ready for help.
What's going on? This is your brother Bashir Jones, and you are tuned in to voiceitradio.com.
Hey, check out Laura Cowan's Empowerment Hour. That's me, Laura, every Monday from 6 to 7 p.m. on Voice It Radio.
If you need an immigration attorney, there's one name you need to know, Margaret Wong and Associates. Visit them at imwong.com. That's imwong.com, or give them a call at 216-566-9908. 216-566-9908. Margaret Wong and Associates, award-winning immigration attorneys.
We are Voice of Radio, broadcasting 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on voiceofradio.com.
All right, we're back on Headlines and Headaches on voiceradio.com. Sponsored to you by the Adams Board. Again, Happy New Year to everybody. So I'm going to talk about another subject that I didn't get to talk about last year because I was not here last year, actually, the last part of December. So I'm going to talk about something that happened during the course of this particular time. So, just going to talk about something at this point in time. Like this? Okay, my fault. So keep flipping up. So as I'm doing everything else, I forgot about, it is what it is. So I'm going to talk about Megan Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez, the hip hop artist. Now, we all know what happened. Megan Thee Stallion was shot in the foot at the end of a party. I think it was Kylie Jenner's. And the thing about it is that Mr. Lanez was accused of shooting Megan Thee Stallion in the foot, and she had a couple of friends with her, and she didn't want to call the police at first because of the Black Lives Matter thing that was going on. And she did say that Tory shot her in the foot, and he said he didn't, and she was found guilty. Now he's facing 20 years in prison. Here's the thing, though. Here's what happened. He called Megan's friend. I guess they were having some type of entanglement. That's what I'm using the word now to be nice about it. And what he said was, first of all, he was calling the woman girl bruh. Second of all, well, let's put it out there. He pretty much on a phone call from jail admitted to shooting Megan in the foot, even though, well, there was no gun residue on him. There was no sworn confession on him. He pretty much damn near admitted to shooting Megan Thee Stallion in the foot because he was angry at her for something, some odd reason, or they were drunk. And he's like, I was drunk. I don't know what happened. Maybe like pretty much. I don't know. First of all, Mr. Lanez, I don't know whoever lawyer or attorney you hired. Bruh, you're not supposed to make phone calls like that in jail at all. You're not supposed to do that. You don't do that. You messed up, bro. You just messed up. And for everybody that was going against Megan and saying, oh, she's making this up and the girlfriend shot her and she slept with all these people. How dumb do y'all sound after listening to that confession? The guilt trip that he was on. And the thing about it is like, and Mr. Lanez's father stood up and said some things. He said that he's blaming Megan Thee Stallion, Rock Nation, Jay-Z, everybody. This is bad. It's like, how stupid. Like, listen, I understand you want to offend your child. And if your child is wrong, just admit he was wrong and apologize to Megan and her family and things of that nature. And just don't say anything else. We already got enough going on with Damar Hamlin collapsing and stuff like that. We don't need you trying to call out everybody knowing that your son was wrong as hell for shooting a woman in the foot. You don't do that. The thing about it is like we have to defend women, we have to defend Black women, period. So why in the world would you say anything crazy like that? Listen, fair justice, but the thing about it is that your son was guilty as hell. Sorry. And all you people defending him, like, and the sisters defend, like y'all defending him like he was R. Kelly Jr. And I saw Surviving R. Kelly, the last part of it, and I didn't want to see that mess. But all the vitriol, and everybody knew R. Kelly did that mess. He married Aaliyah at age 15, got her pregnant when she was 16, and he just didn't want to go to jail. And while he was married to Aaliyah, he was raping other underage girls. And the thing about it is, and before anybody says, Larry, why you keep going after the brother? I went after Harvey Weinstein, Jeffrey Epstein. If you heard any show or any Facebook Live that I have done over the course of time when the Me Too movement has started and everything else like that, I have went after Weinstein and Epstein. Jeffrey Epstein is dead. Weinstein's in jail. And I think that Jeffrey Epstein was off. I don't think Jeffrey Epstein committed suicide. That's just my personal opinion, and I'm sticking to it. But as far as what he's done, he is a jerk. Shout out to everybody on IG and shout out to Jamil Norman and Lisa Nelson. Here's the thing, though. I'm going to say this in the whole defense case of Megan Thee Stallion. And I know shout out to Big Hef. My boy Quincy Taylor for managing Megan and stuff like that, and helping out with the management team for Megan and her tours and stuff like that. No matter what somebody's done, nobody, black man, black woman, white man, white, anybody should get shot in the foot because you were too drunk and you got on some drunken rage type stuff. No, that doesn't work in my arena. You did that and he was found, and now he can face 20 years. He basically is attempted murder. That's what it is. What if Megan Thee Stallion would have died? Then what? Then y'all be like, oh, I miss her songs and all this. Stop it. You show, and the thing about it is like, unfortunately, you show the love when people are alive. You don't wait until they're gone. You know, I respected Barbara Walters as a journalist when she was here. I respected Pele as a athlete who was here. I respected Pope Benedict when he was here. I listened to Earth, Wind, and Fire. The drummer died. I also listened to Gangsta Boo when she was here. And, you know, and it's sad when, and the rumors are around Gangsta Boo that she died of an overdose drug addiction. And sometimes those drugs can get a hold of you. But the thing about it is like, don't talk about anybody when they gone. That's the main thing. Have some decency. Have some tact. You know, Skip Bayless with that tweet didn't have any tact. You know, a lot of people with their tweets didn't have any tact. And the thing about it is like, it's not whether you agree or disagree, just have some tact. When I put on my Facebook Live, I talked about Donovan Mitchell, but I was so hurt seeing Damar Hamlin on the ground. It struck me to a core because I know what it's like because I seen my cousins play. I played, you know, organized sports. When you play organized sports, no matter what it is, basketball, football. And remember Hank Gathers, the forward from Loyola Marymount back in 1990. When I was like a teenager and like starting out high school, he collapsed with a heart condition. He collapsed and died on the ground. So it was like, you know, you got people, Reggie Lewis, the former Boston Celtics star, was collapsed in practice and he died. So it could happen in any sport. Baseball, you know, Major League Baseball, you know how fast them fastballs go, 90 miles an hour. Wow. You know, but the problem is that I think that sometimes we take human life for granted. This is not Grand Theft Auto we're playing. This is not a video game where you can get online and play, then go to sleep or, you know, or talk crazy to somebody online. This is not like, this is real human life. And the thing about it is that we have to preserve human life. And Damar Hamlin's life is is no different from mine. I'm grateful that the University of Cincinnati medical response team and NFL got there in time for him. And I'm grateful that Sean McDermott and Zach McVay, Sean McDermott, the head coach for the Buffalo Bills, and Zach McVay, the head coach for the Cincinnati Bengals, we're saying to the NFL officials, my guys are not going about to play in this game. When you see grown men crying, I saw Josh Allen, the quarterback for the Buffalo Bills, and Joe Burrow, the quarterback for the Cincinnati Bengals, Stephon Diggs, the wide receiver, with T. Higgins shook. T. Higgins was the wide receiver for the Cincinnati Bengals was shook, crying. When you see grown men, offensive linemen crying and praying, you're not going to concentrate on the game. And I'm grateful that Damar Hamlin was able to be writing, and hopefully he can progress and improve. And if you want to keep donating to the GoFundMe for the charity, please do so. I put up the link on my Facebook when I get it. But the thing about it is that now the rest of the league is feeling it. And now they have to go play and finish their regular season games, but they have to go. And some of those who went to the playoffs have to go to the playoffs, knowing that there might be a chance and this happens 1 in a million. You know, people get paralyzed. You know, Darryl Stingley of the Patriots against the Raiders in the preseason game. Mike Utley of the Detroit Lions got paralyzed the Thanksgiving game. But the thing about it is like they were put up, like, you know, Mike Utley was able to put a thumbs up. Damar Hamlin couldn't do that, letting him know he was okay. The game can continue. So nobody was going to continue that game. And you got We got rivalry week. We got division games. We got playoff seedings on the line, things of that nature. We got things that are going on in the National Football League. And no, nobody's canceling the sport because it's a multi-billion-dollar business. So what we say for precautions, better equipment to protect the players. You can say that, more regulation, better equipment. But my thing is this, is that, how can I put it to you like this? You got men out here who are fighting for their playoff lives. So it's not going to be easy to play in this game. And everybody's going to think about Damar Hamlin. They probably putting up the, pray for Damar on the signs and things of that nature. Shout out to everybody. It's crazy, 2023. It's only day 5. I'm giving a quote from one of my Facebook friends, Marjay Hunt. She said, gas prices are low, eggs are high. It was 70 degrees. Facebook's a porn site, and it's only day 5. Dang. Okay, thank you, Miss Marjay Hunt. I just read it off from her Facebook. Any quote you want to send me to my Facebook page at Larry H. Gardner, or email it to me if you want me to read it on the air at LarryGardner3131@gmail.com, or give me a call at 216-556-4836 if you want something quoted on the air, and I'll give you a shout out saying that you quoted it and say that, and I will remember it. Just say like one quote per week, and I'll pick a top quote of that time. The weirdest part about this whole scenario with this Megan Thee Stallion, Tony Lorenz thing is because a lot of women were defending him. I don't know. Like, the thing about it is like, you're not going to get a check from these celebrities. And Mr. Lorenz, he's going to jail. 20, 30, whatever. And he deserves to go to jail, because you just don't recklessly shoot people with a gun and hit your person, your girlfriend, whoever she was, in the foot. However you want to, like, relationship or otherwise, or anybody, you just don't shoot human beings at all. That's stupid. And it could have been fatal for Megan. And a lot of people don't realize that some of the mistakes that you make could have been fatal. And the weird part about it is, like, you're not thinking about that. Well, maybe she got glass, or maybe she, like, is whoever's, like, everybody's like, well, he didn't shoot her. I want to, y'all want to be Matlock and judge and jury. Y'all want your PhDs and everything in medicine. Listen, let the experts who trained for this for years, who have done this kind of work, do what they do. Are people going to confirm their own opinions? They want to be, y'all, like, okay, y'all watch too many Law and Order things and thinking that it's going to come out like it is on TV. It's not. This case was like a year and a half to 2. So yeah. Right. Let's see. Thank you, Lisa Lely. William Penn is watching. Thank you, William. T. Higgins is upset, and he has to go in Baltimore and play the Ravens in our division rival game. He's upset because somebody is trying to say that if he didn't leave with the helmet, DeMar, like, it's not fair. And and another person that made a bad tweet is somebody from ESPN that said, well, the game should, like, listen, stop saying anything about a game. Enough of that. The game was canceled, and rightfully so, because of this. And T. Higgins, he's like visibly upset. He went to see DeMar. He's praying. He's in that Cincinnati area. And the thing about it is like, Cincinnati has to play another game in that stadium where they saw a guy from the opposing team collapse and almost die. So you got to play that game knowing somebody almost collapsed and died on your home field. And the fans, and shout out to the Cincinnati Bengals fans for embracing the Buffalo Bills fans. I saw people hugging each other in the stands that were wearing different jerseys. I'm really just, what I'm floored at, and I don't get, I was like going back, like you going switching subjects faster than who switches I'm switching subjects faster than Kevin Durant switched teams, but still he's shooken up, and rightfully so, because you don't want to be, you know, and nobody's blaming T. I'm not blaming him at all. He made a football move. They were just doing their jobs, and it wasn't even that bad. Everybody's like, the hit was, no, it wasn't even that bad of a hit. You know, you just go, like, some people go down and on turf without being touched. Like, somebody just tore like, I think a Giants receiver, when they were playing Dallas on Monday night, he just went down towards ACL and he wasn't even touched. It was the turf. Like, bam, like, whoa. It can happen. It happens. People get turf toe and things of that nature all the time. So, like I said before, I stand with Megan on this one. She wasn't supposed to be shot in the foot. Whatever Tory Lorenz or Lenens, he gonna be prisoner 8856157, you know, wherever he is. And he's from Canada, so I don't know. And it's like everybody's blaming everybody else, but except the individual action. Like R. Kelly, everybody's blaming like all the other people, the parents and the organizations. It's true. But when you cut out, like R. Kelly was the head of the snake, abusing those women. So when you cut the snake's head off, the rest of the organization surely would die. If you put that, like, we had to put him behind bars. I'm not worried about anybody else. You know, R. Kelly had the money, had the clout to do all this crazy stuff to these young girls, spreading feces on them and stuff like that. All the sick stuff that I heard. That's why I didn't watch the original Surviving R. Kelly, because I knew about those stories. And his brother was crying. He didn't reach out to me, and I was floored when they found him guilty. You know he was guilty. He tried to blame you, stupid. Hell is wrong with you? R. Kelly is guilty as hell. Tory Lorenz is guilty as hell. Anybody that abuses anybody for anything at that particular time is guilty as hell for doing that. You don't do that. You knew you did wrong. And the thing about it is like what happened. What I'm trying to get at is this. And I'm making all these points is that if you do something reckless to somebody, if you say something reckless to somebody, you have to pay the consequences. That goes for anybody. I don't care what sex or gender or whatever you are. If you say something reckless about somebody or try to ruin somebody else's life or hurt somebody, then you pay the price. You know, 2023 is a new year, and a lot of stuff should not be tolerated that it was back and tolerated in 2022. And the thing about it is like you have to stand up for yourself, because if you don't stand up, you'll fall for anything. You know what we're getting at here? Problem is that we're sitting here. We're sitting here, you know, mad, and we can get mad, but let's focus on our positive energy. Let's focus our positive energy. First of all, get off Skip's tweet, because I'm off of that. I already said my piece. I already told him to shut the hell up on his Twitter page. If he blocked me, oh well. If he didn't, oh well either. Second of all, focus all the negative energy that you have positively towards not only Damar Hamlin, his family, but any deaths in shut in or lost a loved one between 2022 and 2023. We'll be right back with the last part of Headlines and Headaches on voiceitradio.com.
There are lots of choices for Medicaid plans in Ohio right now. It's confusing, but luckily this is an easy choice. CareSource. If you're a CareSource member, you already know about our great benefits, huge provider network, and life-changing life services. And if you're not a CareSource member, this is your time to make the change. Over 1 million Ohio Medicaid members can't be wrong. It's your Medicaid, it's your choice. So choose the plan Ohioans trust. CareSource. Enroll now at caresource.com.
This is Greg Champion of GDC Solutions LLC. You're tuned in to voiceitradio.com.
DJ Danny, aka Mr. Gone, the Yellow Taliban Dan. I'm here with voiceradio.com.
Hey, what's poppin'? This is Don De Niro, Mr. Money for the Gringos, and you already know I'm tuned in to voiceitradio.com.
G Fresh checking in all the way down from Midwest Naptown. What it do, Cleveland? What's happening, man?
It's your boy Money Making Campaign. And when I'm out here with Adventures Music, we rocking with Voice It Radio.
Yo, what's good? JG Cicero in the building. And whether I'm in Cali or whether I'm in Cleveland, I'm always rocking out with voiceradio.com. One love.
Can I kick it? Can I kick it? Can I kick it?
Turk Memorial Chapel, funeral home, and cremation services. Located at 452 East 152nd at Waterloo in Cleveland, Ohio, is a newly renovated and upscale funeral home. We are a family-owned business serving all cultures, religions, and ethnicities in the greater Cleveland and surrounding suburbs of Northeast Ohio with excellence, elegance, and experience. Our caring team is ready to help you, and our goal is to make the process of aftercare as easy as possible. We are a full-service funeral home offering burials, cremations, memorial services, pre-planning, funeral customization, and shipping services at a fair and reasonable cost. We believe in serving families and our community with compassion, care, and class. Let us know how we can help you today. Call Turk Memorial Chapel for an appointment at 216-383-8000. That's 216-383-8000. Or visit our website at www.turkmemorialchapel.com.
This is Queen Minister Gwendolyn Pitts inviting you to listen to Daughters of the Nile every Tuesday from 6 to 8 p.m. right here on voiceitradio.com.
Hello, this is Larry H. Gardner, host of Headlines and Headaches on voiceitradio.com. Fentanyl is the leading cause of drug overdose deaths in Cuyahoga County. It is now found in powdered cocaine, crack cocaine, meth, and heroin. Any drug may contain fentanyl. If you use drugs, never use alone, and carry Narcan in case of overdose. Call the Adams Board 24-hour addiction line and mental health crisis hotline at area code 216-623-6888. That's 216-623-6888 if you are ready for help.
Hi, I'm David Delgado. Tune in to Going Global with David Delgado every Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, brought to you by Margaret Wong and Associates, leaders in immigration law based in Cleveland, Ohio, right here on voiceitradio.com.
This is Chanel McLeod, and I'm always tuned in to Voice It Radio.
Hi, I'm Lillian Piles.
And I'm Harry Boomer.
Join us every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We will be covering all aspects of theater, film, and the performing arts right here from Northeast Ohio.
We will also tell you about what national major productions are coming to town. Don't miss Backstage with Lillian Piles and Harry Boomer every Thursday from 7 to 8 p.m. right here on voiceitradio.com.
We are Voice It Radio, broadcasting 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on voiceitradio.com.
All right, we're back on Headlines and Headaches on voiceradio.com. Wrapping it up. And this is, and it's like, well, Larry, you're playing a lot of instrumentals. I'm playing a lot of instrumentals because, first of all, I like the instrumentals. And second of all, the things of that nature, I want to make sure that I don't get fined. But I want to talk to you about New Year, New Me. We always say this, New Year, New Me. New Year, New Me, New Year, New Me. I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to go to the gym. And some of the times we don't get a chance to do those things. If you regressed, it's okay. You're human. We all fall flat. But if you improve, keep improving. You know, if you're the same person, you're the same person. Some people like the way that they are living. And even though you might not like it, they like I don't want to change. I'm not going to, or I'm not going to tolerate this. I'm not going to. It's all right to be you. As long as you don't hurt other people. As long as you don't physically or mentally or hurt other people. As long as you're doing the right things, that's fine. If you don't think you need to change, as long as you're not hurting anybody else, that's cool too. But here's the problem. Sorry about that. Here's the problem. New year, new me. New year, new me. That's the new year. It's gonna be a new me, and it's gonna be how many years you gonna be saying that? It's our year. It's like Browns fans saying, wait until next year. Every single damn year. It's our year. It's like, but this is our year. This is it. You know, this is my year. This is like, let me say this. 8 years ago, I took a chance on myself. I took a chance on, well, in 2016 is 2023, so 7 years ago. I took a chance on myself and I decided to make a decision to be on air. I'm on the air 7 years now. So, you know, it has its ups, it has its downs. Sometimes I got to drag myself out of bed. Oh, I got to do a show today. I got to do a show. But thank you. But the thing about it is that no matter how the highs and lows of the guests that I have on this show, it's been a ride and I have outlasted. And there was people that was trying to compete with me. They're not here anymore. They gone. But I also have to change some styles and also have to change with the times as well, keeping up with the social media platforms and bringing more truth to that. So I'm like, my thing is self-improvement, more community, more talking about everything, more people, not just people in positions of power or running for positions of power. I'm gonna still have them on too. But I'm also not preparing for 2023, which is here, but also preparing for next year, which is 2024, and 2024 is the presidential election. Kevin McCarthy, who's trying to run for Speaker of the House again, I think he's losing more times than the 2015, 2016 Cleveland Browns. I think it's his 18th millionth time trying to get Speaker of the House, and not even his own party in the Republican Party wants to vote for this man to be Speaker. And needs 218 votes to be Speaker of the House. He's not getting them. Now, both Republicans and Democrats have to watch out for self-interest people who are trying to destroy their party within. But I think the problem is that the thing about it is like, if you improve on what you are doing, then you're great. Then you're going to be great. If you have a skill, stay at it. If you're whatever you do, wherever you are a high-ranking official, or if you like your job as cleaning up, being a janitor at a hospital or whatever, make sure you improve. Make sure you improve any and everything by all stretch of the means. Make sure you do that. And again, I took a week off to spend time with my son. And for those of you who know, I'm going to give you the story, give you a breakdown. Jalen was flying Southwest. He was going to fly back on the 26th, the day after Christmas. Of course, the big snowstorm hit. Southwest people had things in South, and he couldn't fly back. He flew back on it. They was trying to schedule him on the 31st or on the 7th of January and things of that nature. Between me and his mom, we got him back on the 31st, right before he started school, which is down there in Alabama, which is tomorrow. It's not like he wasn't going to fly back until like January 7th. That wasn't working. Missing a whole week of school or preparing for school. That's not cool. But like by the grace of God, everything cleared up. It was nice for New Year's Eve. And those who drank responsibly for New Year's Eve and stayed out of trouble, I salute you. I was at home, of course. I went out after the ball dropped a little bit, but I was watching the games. And for those young men and women who entertain us in the football fields on the gridiron or basketball or whatever you do, and those who protect us, police, firemen, public service, civil servants who have to face these, and those who are in the hospitals every single day who have to patch people up to send them back out to work in maybe dangerous environments. I salute all of you, especially the ones that had to work New Year's Eve and New Year's Day or Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. Let's be honest. Open up them Christmas gifts, and then you want to play outside, and somebody get hurt a finger, or then you blow up a turkey and you get injured. Then you need the medical professionals to help you. And also, the one thing that I want everybody to do is make sure that your physical and mental health are still intact. If you have been seeing somebody as far as your mental health, please continue to do so. If you're working on that addiction, please continue to do so. It's one day at a time. If you're working on getting yourself better, if you have a health problem, first thing, let me be honest with you. First thing I did today, I was having a problem with, I wanted to share this personal story with you. I was having a problem with my hands and arms. I was getting tingling and numbness in my hands and arms, and I've been having this problem for the past couple of months. So I was trying to schedule it earlier, but I had changed insurance, and I had to go into, see a doctor today and get blood work and stuff done for the new year. That's always been my goal as far as making sure that I'm healthy and getting things done and blood work and things of that nature for the new year, to making sure that everything is on the up and dory. And if it's not, then I want to make sure that I get there. I'm getting older, and sometimes you got to get wiser. The adulting is adulting to make sure that you, how can I put it to you like this? That you make sure that everything's in place where you are, because some things may fall out when you get older. FYI. By the way, happy belated birthday. I already wished her happy birthday, but happy birthday to my mother, Anita France. Also, my son Jalen made it home. If you were looking on Facebook, he bought me this great black watch. My mother bought me the sweater for Christmas. And the best Christmas gift that I have is I had my child and my mom with me. I saw my dad, relatives and family and friends that are still healthy. I went to Thanksgiving to see my sister and my brother-in-law and pray for them as my brother-in-law. We still got the war in Ukraine with Russia, so pray for him and his family and up there. And the thing about it is, the best thing about it is to see family and to make sure that family's good. I see a lot of new things coming up, and I see a lot of things that are, going towards the pipeline and things of that nature. So please, please, please make sure that you take care of yourself, take care of each other. That's all that I ask. That's all that I ask. If nobody tells you that they love you today, I do. And always still fight the power. This is an instrumental in my favorite groups, Public Enemy. Fight the power, peace, love, and hair grease. Happy New Year 2023. And I will see you guys next week.